All right, guys, Pulse Customs and Resale. Welcome in, welcome in. We have a new project coming to you today. This is a Xbox 360, and if you can't already tell what the problem is with it, take a wild guess. Yeah, this is not supposed to be sitting over here. It should be here. So, what we're getting ready to do, I got a lot, meaning a bunch, of systems in, that I purchased. This is one of them. I asked that they leave, because it looked like they had sticky notes already written on it. I asked that they leave what was written on the sticky note on there, just so that we could have some maybe like beginning area, and then go from there, or just look over general everything that we're doing. One thing about working on any type of circuit board or any type of circuitry, first thing you want to do, your first step is visual. You want to look at what you have, your board or whatever the case may be. But prior to that, you want to know what the symptom of your console may be. So I like to know what the symptoms are, the alleged symptoms. I say alleged simply because you may have other symptoms, and just because someone said that's a symptom doesn't necessarily mean that. But what I did was rewrite it. It does have a bad disk tray, which is very clear and evident. Visual comes out when ejected. So let's power this on. Let's see what other things we may run into, if anything. Disk tray is making some funky noise. It's fussing at me. Is apparently what it's doing. But as you can tell, we do have our beginning screen. It comes up for Xbox 360. And boom. Looks like it loads up like it as it should. Now, does it play? Do we have any type of lens issue, anything like that? Don't know. Because right now it just looks like our iris issue may be the disk drive. So let's start with what we have first, okay? Before I even do that, I'll probably jump on my controller really quick to see if we may not have some controller issues as well. Stand by on that. All right, guys, got my controller in the ready. Now we'll tell you best sound advice. Keep you some controllers around. I have what I call testing controllers along with testing discs. Things I've come across that are pretty cheap that I know I don't necessarily care about selling or profit. If it's not a system or anything I have myself, this is my actual controller that I customized myself for my Xbox 360. So I always have a readily available controller. But if I ever chose to sell it or something like that, or give it away, whatever comes to my heart, yeah, just always come prepared. So it looks like we got plenty movement when it comes to the controls. So that is not problematic. Look like, we just may have a disk issue. For anyone that may be interested after we try to get the fix of this system, let's see specifically what system that we have. And if I can remember, I don't want to run the initial setup. Trying to remember exactly what. There we go. System this is. So we have the console serial number there. It is a 2013 edition. It is the shiny black one. I think this is the E or something like that is what they call it. But this is what we're getting ready to work on. So guys, let's go ahead and get this unplugged and see what we're working with. All right, my peeps. This may take up a great deal of space on my table, but no worries, we will figure it out. Need to maneuver some stuff I got over here too. I'm not sure if y'all got to check out my bottles there, but either way. So I have an actual kit that I help with the ease of use of taking apart Xbox 360 stuff specifically. However, you don't necessarily need a special tool or anything. It also does not have a drive in here, so cool beans. But I'll probably be showing you guys just kind of how to use the tools, help you out. But for the most part, I'm gonna try to do what is necessary to keep it basic for my folks that may not have tools. So starting out, these babies here are your friends, okay? Where you can prise the sides and stuff up. First thing we want to do, there are little notches up underneath each one of these rails. As you can tell, the notch will probably look something like this here in order to get this area up. So let's do that. Now, I don't necessarily have you guys at the best angle, but bear with me. We'll make it happen. I think it'll probably be better to use the metal one. And guys, be gentle, because this is plastic. As you can tell, I'm just going along, prying it up. There you go. Side piece taken off. Make sure you keep up with your pieces. And where they go. Guys, one quick trick. If you don't remember or you struggle where something goes or where it came from, always take photographs prior to taking things apart. It will make your life easy. Well, easier, I should say. All right, let's pause for the calls on that. Switch sides. And what you want to do is just get up underneath this surface. I need to find a good side that'll let me get it. There we go. Just a little bit. Like I said, guys, gentle. Gentle. And that one is a long piece all the way around. Now, as I'm taking some of these things apart, sometimes when I see dust and stuff like that, the dust is not what worries me much. It's if this thing is a roach bot. And I don't do roach bots, guys. We don't do roach bots. So, clearly it's easier to start at the ends down here. But, let's see here, because I don't want to break anything. Just trying to remember if these black shields come out of here. I'm quite confident they do. Yeah, they do. All right. So y'all see that little notch right there, guys? That's what you're trying to kind of press to get dislodged. Ooh, ooh. I'm telling y'all, be gentle, and I ain't being gentle. On that one. And guys, definitely be careful with plastic, because plastic not only will break, it will scar as well, which sucks, because then it leaves your system looking ugly. Alright, so I'm not getting lift like I want on that. I think it's this angle I'm trying to do. And if you pry and give a little tug at the same time, you get some love. Just a little bit of love. So y'all can see what's going on. Be careful with prying. As I stated before, it's better for me to see this way. There we go. And I'm giving it a little tug as I go, guys. Just to give this plastic some give. There we go. Now it's going to feel and sound like you're breaking this thing, but this plastic is actually pretty durable. But still be careful, because like I said, scarring, you will get it. But this is the interior of this plastic here for the 360, so we ain't too worried. And at this point, I'm just trying to see what I'm looking at. There we go, guys. So at this piece, they had these little notches or knobs on here that looked like they were glued in. I'm thinking, and if I'm correct, I'm thinking I wasn't supposed to take that plastic piece off. I was supposed to take it off with the silver part, like so. So don't just do what I did. And it goes to show you guys, if there's no struggle, you didn't plan it. So that's a good thing. So like I said, y'all guys learn as I learn. So yeah, it's not like it hurt the plastic, but do what it takes to take it out with the silver part. Now we got these little notches down in here, as you can see on this one right here, and they're on sides. That's where we're wanting to stick our flat piece to alleviate it from the bigger piece. And guys, I'm sorry, I know it's hard for you to see exactly what I'm doing, but this is the best angle I can get you guys right now. The reality is, know that I need to take that off much, but we're going to. Alright guys, it was a little struggle, but yeah, and that's just in trying to be careful. So now what we want to do, we want to check the serial back here. That is the warranty, I believe one of the warranty stickers or something. Of course, you know, once you peel it, warranty is up. Looked like somebody had already peeled it before me. Stick it out to the side for those that love some aesthetics. So now, I'm going to show y'all this tool, but I may not use it. It's specifically for Xbox 360. You can find it on Amazon. It comes as a little kit. You got your pry in there. All this bunch of other junk. This you really want to use. That's why I really got that tool. But this piece right here can be used to basically open up this back part where you're having issues. You just open it, you press it into one spot, that once you move it and shift it, the top will come open. But I'm going to show you guys how to do that without it. I am going to use the one tool that I specifically normally use on my Xbox 360s when I work on it. But I will also show you how to work on that portion when we get there. So anyway, so what you're going to do, I usually use a spudger. Excuse me, plastic spudger. As y'all know, these plastic spudgers ain't worth jack. Except for in this situation. So I usually start over here on a corner. And guys, this lighting for me is killing me. and start prying at the back corner where you can get some leeway. And you will hear it. And I gotta get in this thing and look, guys. When it comes to working off an Xbox 360, you got to get real physical. Real physical with this thing. I usually keep a flashlight over here too so I can see what the heck I'm doing. But my flashlight right now is dying. So there's a plastic clamp that is in here. And I'm going to see if I can't get y'all a decent angle. There's a piece of this plastic clamp in there that you're going to pry up that will help give you your release. And I'm sure y'all heard mine snap just now, but usually when it does, it gives me just enough space. Let's see if y'all can see this. It gives me, dang it, it popped back in. It gives me just enough space that I can shove this sponger in. I have to get it back, guys. There we go. And what I do once I get it, I shove this sponger right on in there. Like so. To hold my space. Because what I'm going to do is I go hitting each one and loosening it, I am going to bring the sponger with me. Try not to press your arms on this thing either, because it will shut on you. I may have to do this upright so I can see. And what you're basically just doing, guys, you're pressing down, looking for the clip that's holding this thing together. There we go. And you'll hear it. It'll sound like you broke it, but you didn't. Let me get my sponger back in there for this size clothes on me. You'll think you broke it, but you have not. So you see that, guys? You'll think you have broken it, but you have not. And you're just going to feed the sponger on along till you get to this side where you can take that top off. All right. I'll be right back with you. Okay. So once you have broken loose these clips, and it's going to be 3 clips, your lid is off on the back part. You set this to the side. Doesn't look too bad, looks pretty clean. And I like to flip it around here to the front, and here is why. Because you will have to take this front panel off, but you need to be careful. There's a couple components and pieces you want to be mindful of. So when taking this front off and releasing it from its top clips, you are still probably going to need to use your sponger just to help you release some of these pieces. And I want to make sure I'm looking at the right piece on this sponger front part. Oops. Let's set that on something. It should be easy just to kind of pop it off the front, like wiggling it. Yep. But be careful, guys, because there is a piece on here that is attached to a chip that you do not want to break. So, and it's this ribbon right here. Okay, so let's set that down gently. And it is dusty. And we're going to lean this out just a little bit so you guys can see. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. I need to actually get you guys closer. And this ribbon right here, guys, is what you will be looking at. So we're going to let that lean just a little bit. But what you want to pay attention to so you don't rip this ribbon. I want y'all to be able to see what I'm doing here. Is pushing this piece here forward ever so slightly so that this can be loose, so that you can take this out, because it does hook around the piece there. And be gentle, guys, you do not want to rip this ribbon. And what you will do, and actually what I should have done before I press this part open, take this from around it, because as soon as you do that, you will be able to successfully remove that ribbon. So then this piece just comes right on off. Okay. Alrighty, peeps, trying to work with some angles here so y'all can see exactly what's going on. So now I'm going to, like I said, continue to use different tools and stuff that I want the common person to know that they can utilize just to do this. You don't need crazy tools. So I'm going to use my basic tool kit that I have. This kit is not from iFixit. It is from Amazon. But it comes with all the particular tools that you need. Okay? Just so I can show you, you don't have to get all extravagant about what you're doing. Now, what is important here is removing this front part here. Might need my spudger again. And guys, it's really best to use a plastic spudger, not so much a metal one. Well, we'll leave that. Because I think this all will come off together. Simply because it's safer, guys. And what I like to do, I like to, even though I know I took the ribbon out of that, I like to close these back because it's very easy for that plastic to become brittle and break. So you have these looks like star bolts that are in here. You want to pick your proper size. And it looks like this might be a T8H. Is this a T8H? It is. We go ahead and put that in there. And we're going to go ahead and break this loose and take it apart. You want to take this component off because you don't want to break it. You don't want to damage it in any way, especially those of you that are trying to work on your system, but you don't know nothing about soldering. Please, please, please. And I do have the system upside down right now, guys. I do actually need to turn it right side up, but the plastic piece is on there, so I just left it like that. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper probably on this one. Well, I won't. I got another one that I think has a heat issue, but this is a good time. For those of you that know, you can go ahead and put your redo the thermal paste on it so that it doesn't overheat. And I may just do that anyway, just so I don't run into any problems. But you want to take this piece here and set it off to the side. So our issue that we actually are having is a disc issue, right? So what we actually will have to do, we will need to get up in there. What happens on these Xbox 360s, usually the rubber piece in here goes bad. I think what may have happened, someone got a disc that was stuck. And instead of going into the actual system and taking it apart, because they may not have been that savvy, they bust the front open, and yeah, now we have the problem that we have. So we're going to go ahead and break it on down where we can get to. Next piece is the Wi-Fi piece right here. Be careful with this, guys, especially when you're breaking those clips to open the plastic up, because you can scratch this. You scratch this board, you might be up creek with no paddle. So the size that we need to remove that is going to be a T10. And you just break it loose and it comes out like a little USB slot. think it only has one screw. Yep. And there you go. And I just go ahead and remove my stuff because I like to go ahead and put a little IPA on it to clean it up, get the dust and stuff off it. But as well as I take it off simply because I do not want to damage it while I am attempting to fix this. You don't want to damage it more than it's already damaged, okay? So guys, I'm going to change the angle on you guys, and we'll be right back with it. Alright guys, so I am going to have to get the heavy duty iFixit kit out simply because granted we can still use the smaller kit. We do have all the proper, the T10 will still open these, but I don't want to overstrain my hands, guys, because I'm telling you, with that little tiny thing trying to crack those things loose, it will start to hurt your hands. So I'm gonna go with the big baby over here just to crack these loose. Guys, this iFixit kit is top tier. I love it. Shout out to iFixit. Maybe you'll sponsor me. But either way, so what we want to do first, we want to attack these outside bolts. Remember where your placement is, guys, because the black ones are the longer ones that attach the boards and the bottoms together. You can't actually remove this plastic piece without removing those black ones because they go that deep to screw into them. So please be mindful of that so that you don't break it. So I like to go black first, simply because it just makes life easier. But remember where they are placed, guys. It is very easy to get these confused. You do not want to do that. If it makes sense to you just to go ahead all the way around to take them apart and put them in order, please do so. That is another method that can assist folks. I've taken enough of these apart and have my fair share of diagnosing these that I think I've gotten pretty decent at figuring it out. Now I'm not going to remove these four here. You'll see why here in a second, because it is actually attached to a component within this metal piece. So now for the golds. And for those of you good old folks out there, and I don't have to turn it like that, guys. It actually allowed me to spin with my finger there, but it's just a habit. But for you guys out there that got the electric stuff, yeah. We hard folks like to work hard, I guess. Shucks. Alright. So this should be the last one on the exterior. Set that big bad mamma jamma right there. And we will carefully turn this up. And there you go. Set it off to the side. Now this actually isn't too bad. I am gonna get my little handy dandy vacuum out to vacuum it up. Guys, all the tools that I'm utilizing today are in the link. Please don't hesitate to take a look. Perfect. So I know that our main issue is actually going to be the hard drive and the fact that the door is no longer there logging. But before we get deep into taking that out, well, before we get deep into taking it apart, I want us to also take a look at our board. So you will see me go ahead and get downward to the board as much as possible right now, so you can just see what's going on, because we want to check our board. We want to make sure our board is in good condition. You guys just be careful taking this stuff out, because you don't want to disconnect any wires or depin any wires, okay? We'll deal with that in a second. And here's why we want to look up underneath where this board is, guys, because 360s are notorious for having swollen capacitors. Specifically, I believe it's the 3300 microfarad capacitor that swell. And I will show you guys here in a second what those look like. So let's flip this around. In order to get this piece here out, which comes out first, the bolt is right here, as well as this eventually is able to bolt off as well. So let's get to it. We want to get down to almost the bare board. I don't know why my little metal be coming out my little iFixit kit. I don't appreciate it. I paid too much money for this thing. For that. Let's go ahead and grab our other driver. It is a Phillips head that we will take out here. It looks like there's 1, 2 for the fan. Yep. That is not the correct size. That's why you don't need electric tools, because if you put the wrong size in there, guess what? You're going to tear up the bolt. Disconnect the fan. Let's see if we can't get y'all in here a little bit deeper, so y'all can see what's going on. There we go. Disconnect the fan. And now, so my people. Here's for the fun part, the extra part that we're going to do. Granted, I don't have any signs that
now we know where the fuse is, we can effectively work out the circuit. So the fuse should go to the bridge rectifier. We can test these diodes, and then we can check if we've got the positive of the bridge rectifier through the coil to the MOSFET. We can check the MOSFET, and then we can check that we've got a connection from the other side of the MOSFET after the negative of the bridge rectifier. So that's what we're going to look for next. So let's do it. The positive end of the bridge rectifier we're already found. Let's move on to continuity mode. But I think the diode is a test. So now, one diode here. Oh, and that is short. Yeah,
Shiny.
that's the first. That might be short, but it's hard to get to the end of the diagram. So it looks like those two are short, and then this one could be short as well. Well, I think you know why the fuse. Okay, see, it's difficult to get down there without accidentally touching that as well. I think the best thing is actually to here is to remove all four diodes and how they will work. Before I do this, I'll just make a note of which way round they go in case it's not marked properly on the circuit. The easiest way to do that is to take a photograph on the phone with all the modern technology out these days, of course. So just get a photo around the rectifier. And now we're going to it. Two diodes here, and we can see this is one anode and one cathode connected together. So that's one of the AC inputs. The AC is coming from the inductor coil. The other side of that is here that gets fixed in somewhere. So we'll put the one person on this on the board, and the other power in comes here through the other coil. We have an anode and another anode. You can see they connected together. Yeah, you can see the trap. The negative remain capacitive, which is here, and then the other two is probably on the connected.
Oh, where's my Phillips? Alright guys, we got her back together. Just got our two leaves right here that's still apart. So what we're going to do right now is set this off to the side because of course you know we have to work on our disk drive. So let's see what's going on here. First thing we want to do is take this apart. Take the rubber backing off so that we can be able to pull the pieces apart. Looks like there's 4 Phillips on the bottom. And you know something I just realized, guys? I forgot to put my screws back in that X part of the thermal paste, but no worries. We'll get her in here set on shortly. What I like about this mat, guys, I can keep parts separated and still be functioning. So all of my screws and stuff for this disk drive, I'm going to set to the right because I still have other items or screws over here to put this whole Xbox back together to my left. And one thing I like about working with Microsoft products, a lot of the stuff is color coded, so we shouldn't have any problems, but either way, it gives you that option. Warranty seal, we're just going to go ahead and slice on through that because you can't open it unless you do. And we will carefully take this baby apart. And I'm being careful as possible, guys. So with that, let's get the metal sputter. Ah, I see. So, ironically, before we bend this out of whack or anything, this soft part right here will keep this glued together. All right. So, make sure you lift up on that. I always forget about that part. Because I guess in my mind, you just wouldn't think something like this, something this minute would hold this thing together like that. But apparently it does. We're just going to go ahead and rip the whole thing up there. I'll put some new adhesive on there. So I did feel like I heard something just now. Might sound like a piece of plastic that made some noise. Maybe jiggling around in here. While we're in here as well, there's another common issue. There we go. That arises with this too, that we will talk about. Now I heard it. Yep, two plastic pieces just came up out of there. So let's get ourselves together here. This is how you know this is the top part. Set it off to the side. Y'all see that plastic piece that just fell out of there? So something broke. inside the tab space that's supposed to be in there. We're going to set them little two pieces off to the side just in case it's something we might need to do for repair. This belt on here don't look too bad. A lot of times, guys, oftentimes these belts in here go bad, so I keep a lot of those on hand. But for the most part, our lens looks pretty good. Don't look to be much problems when it comes to the lens and stuff itself. So let's see why this is not on the track. Maybe somebody just did not put it back in correctly. Okay. Alright, so that is not aligned right. So let me ensure we got our alignment right, guys. So the reality is, let's make sure this is, and be careful, be real careful. Now I think I have it connected back where it needs to be. However, this piece keeps coming up. I'll lift fingers to continue pushing it back. So I had to lift that. There's a little tab here. I had to lift up just a little bit to get that seated back where I need it. Still kind of working her in there to make sure it's seated correctly. Because we don't want no problems. And I think that just might be it. Now, you can take something long and point it in the little wheel here. Roll it so that you can, I might need to try metal. So that you can, see how smoothly the track goes back and forth. I'm not getting any movement, unfortunately. So that ain't right. So let's see. Just why it's not giving us no love, y'all. So that. So I guarantee you the issue that we're probably looking at and facing now is that, so it looks like when I go to shift and move the little lever here, and I have to hold this side while doing it, goes over clean, but when you come back over, it wants to hang up. And I think I see why, because I think this piece right here is maybe warped and broken.
And that will power the power supply up. So what I'm expecting to find is that the voltage here is unstable.
Now, I don't know if I can fix that with some glue. Maybe. Yeah, but apparently there's crack there.
So the power supply is plugged in. I'm connecting at the moment to the line.
See?
So we can.
I was able to put the sputter through it just now.
Now let's see what's happening with the voltage supply to our kit. Right, it's all over the place, yeah?
Alright.
It's unstable.
So I think what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to crazy glue that part together. And with some IPA. And we will see if that helps me out a little bit. I'm going to clean it with the IPA because there's lithium on here at this part, and it won't probably dry if I don't. So clean it while I'm right here. Alright, so let's see. If you got like some plastic roll or something, that'll probably be better. Some epoxy, something like that. Right now, I've been just working with some crazy glue. Because I got the epoxy stuff and all that, but it never works out well for me. I think I get more of it on me than I do the item. So this is Loctite super glue that I purchased. And I'm going to just give it a little bit of pressure to hold it there together. Any little bit of excess you got, we can probably wipe it off after. Well, I'll spread it around just a little bit on here. But yeah, guys, we're gonna hold this here together and see what we get and see what happens to make sure this thing goes as it's supposed to. So we'll be back. Alright guys, I put some of the Loctite epoxy on there. I also used my heat workstation here to go ahead and put some heat on there to quicken it up. So we're going to pop this back on here and be very careful about it. Make sure we get it on the track like we have it. I have it in the open position to ensure that we, you know, simulate exactly what it would be like if it was in the machine. Let's see something.
That's actually reading about the same. Let's have a look with the capacitance meter and see how these two are actually reading. Okay, here's the capacitance meter on the 20 microfarad range. Let's have a plus 100 negative.
And maybe the issue is we're putting it in at the wrong level. Heck, I don't know. I figured it'd come through that area. We're going to do what's necessary to get it back in this track, guys. So right now, this right side is on the track where it's supposed to be. We're going to work to get this snap back in about midway, maybe that'll help us out. Being that it's popping up. Yep, that'll be correct. Being that it's popping up while we were trying to put it in there, I went ahead and put it about midway so that I could get it slide in properly. Oh, I did the reverse of what I wanted to do just now. So we're going to pop these back into the side like so. Gotta set down and see what I'm doing. And I'm pop the thing out, Lord. Let's try this again. And guys, I'm just trying to be extra careful not to. Break anything. Because here and again, this is plastic. And it's not wanting to give me a proper guide. Because it actually has to like start over here. Midway. Pop this thing back in here. Something out. This does what for me? Brings it up. So let's try closing it. Maybe are we able to put her in that way? So we're gonna close it, guys, to see if I can put her in that way. I think that might work out better for me. Yep. I think that works out 10 times better for me, possibly. We shall see. Let's start her here. It's easy popping it out. Ain't easy putting it in. Why are you so hard-headed? that side is in. I'm just right now, guys, struggling to get this other side in. And I don't understand why. What can I not see? What am I not seeing? Let's try this. There we go. So I had to do the left side before doing the right side, apparently. I don't know what that's about. Because it was not giving me any love. And it appears to me guys, we might just got a bad drive. I don't know if it's fixable. Because this drive here is doing something funky. Alright guys, I didn't get to capture it on camera, but I think I got a little temporary fix for this. So it appears like what happened, this little piece right here got broken, causing everything to kind of go off track. I did do a quick repair for it. I am going to put a little bit more glue on there. But I think whoever tried to put it back together and try to fix it made it worse, is what ended up happening. So this is certainly a temporary fix. It's fixed. I can't guarantee, however, that it's not gonna malfunction. It's fixed. I also tightened these down more to keep the slider piece firm as it's mating with it, and it appears to do what it's supposed to, as long as there ain't no crazy heavy things going on with it. There's also a little tab up underneath here that you would have to roll the joint just to kind of get this open, but it's appeared to be functioning pretty good, pretty fine. So we're gonna put it back together and we're gonna test it. Let's see what happens. I think it'll be a successful fix, but we'll see what happens. Alright guys, we are ready to place the drive back in. We can test it, and we'll test it without it all the way completely back together. So yeah, placing these wires back in the back here. Oh. Should have put this one in first. Trying to get a good grip on this, guys. Make sure my pieces in. Alright. Whoop. I'm gonna get that hook. Make sure that's in there. All right. So get this reassembled shortly. Well, let's see. I can put my button on the front so that I can be able to hit the eject. Don't have to mount it all the way back up. But let's throw it in the front here. Gotta hook my power button back up. Let's do this. We're gonna do a partial. I need to get oh, almost forgot, guys. I can do it once I put this back on. I need to put or place the screws back in here. And where did my small bit go? Excuse me. I'm losing my screwdrivers and stuff, guys. That's why it pays to have a clean desk. And we will do what's necessary to work it upside down. No, I don't really want to do it that way. Let's do it right side up. Alright, so what I'm going to do, leave this hanging loose. Lee. It would actually be this way. We will pop back open our plastic part. Well, I'll tell you what, I make our lives a whole lot easier, y'all. Take this off because I haven't secured it yet. I believe in working smarter, not harder. Let's place this piece on how it's supposed to go, like so. And make sure you're getting it in there good. And then bring it around the back, lock her in. There we go. She's in there like swim wheel. Alright. Be careful, guys, because that ribbon ain't no joke. I have to lift this up a little bit because, yeah. Oh. Oh. Can't have that. Because I can't see. What is going on, honey? I don't know why I can't get that in there as it should be. Yeah, I was having some struggles just now. We're gonna leave it sitting just like that, guys, so that we can test it, because I don't want my ribbon getting jacked up or none of that good stuff. So let's plug her up, see what happens. Alright guys, I got y'all turned toward the TV, but everything is still hooked up as I stated. I have not turned it on yet. I have not tried it. When it comes time to check out the disk drive, I will put y'all back in where you need to be. We have it on. And it should be cutting on right now. Perfect. So what I am going to do is lay this down slightly. Oh, I accidentally cut it off. Sorry, guys. Lay this down just a little bit, or what I may do is just put the front on, because it has to come through. And I'm going to put it on slightly, not all the way, so y'all can see that. So let's cut it back on. Y'all don't mind my HDMI cord. Look at that. Haha. That's the hang up. Yeah, guys, so unfortunately it is not freaking fixed. Not even a temporary fix. So that plastic on there is bad. Yep, plastic is bad on there, so no bueno. No bueno. So shut up, thing. We will get that out of there. We'll order up a new hard drive. I will keep that hard drive for parts. There's 9 out of 10 what's going to happen. So, yeah, basically. Because that plastic is just no longer holding up as it should. So, let me unplug this before something gets out of whack. And yeah, on to the next one. Guys, it is Post Customs and Resale or Post Customs and Repair. Either one you like to go with. This was a unsuccessful fix. And I about tore up my desk trying to do it. But only simply because we cannot revive this hard drive. Even with the quick plastic fix, all that good jazz. It is no bueno. So, y'all guys come back and see us for the next one. We will probably have on the block another Xbox 360 S, or 9 out of 10 we can just throw on up a PlayStation 2. Definitely want to miss us when we reshell this Wii that's going to be coming up. I wanted it to be ready for this release for this weekend for Zelda. However, it was not. It did not get here in time. But surprise, surprise, we will be reshelling a Wii with a Zelda shell. So definitely have something to look forward to. Guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't back out on you, girl. Stick with me. We're going to figure this thing out. Stick with me. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.